Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. And I'm also in the book. Boy, I just started down this rabbit hole, answering one question. Now it's just snowball too. I'm going to ask the question. Q&A, right quick. Right thinkers, do you know the purpose of life? Answer, Great Awakening. That's the lesson today. Let's go. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storyteller, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yep, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not, simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock, here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And two, might be true. I answered one question and it led to another question. Now I'm going to do a little Q&A. How about that? Question and answer. The question is, what's the purpose? What is the true purpose of life? I got a quick little summary to add to that and answer that question, but to fulfill that question, and then I have an answer for it. All right, let's go. Wrightism, right thinkers. I have heard they have this song from the harpers, okay, from the ancient tombs, which tell of the virtues of life on earth. Everybody got the story, but every story, every individual story is no different than all other stories. Why? It's just yours. And please understand, all our experiences ain't no different than one another. It's just yours. And when people try to express themselves, and that's fine, but they want you to just, no, I'm listening, I'm following, I'm getting it, but I don't have to be all enthralled in it because you are. Okay, that's the first thing. But what is this? Your time here on earth, and make little of life what in the nettich, which is the cemetery. We talk about life, we don't talk about death. But we know death is a part of life. So avoiding it don't change nothing. So just understand it. What's this? So now, when they do likewise to eternity, it is a place of what we call justice without fear. That's what y'all call heaven, where uproar is forbidden. None of that goes on. Where no one attacks or fail a fellow. This place has no enemies. Again, family. All our relatives have lived in it from what time since memorial. That's where the spirits go. Ain't no bad spirits, okay? The bad spirits don't pass the test. That's what the test is for. So you get here, we know who you are. We know how you got here. So everybody's equal. That's the difference. And that's in that place. Here, not so much. This is hell. This is dog eat dog. We just going to run them up until what? We learn the lesson that we come here for. That's the purpose, to know life, why you're here. Okay? What's this? Now, and our relatives have been doing this for in memorial with millions of more to come. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It is not possible to linger in Egypt. Egypt is here. You are Egypt. You can't stay here. Okay, you're going to leave. They're giving you a symbolic concept, metaphor. No one can escape from going west. You're born in the east. You travel and you're going to die in the West. That's the concept. New birth, old age, death. Okay. West is what they consider the end of life, what they consider the netherworld. One acts. And how you get to the netherworld? Right there. There you go. Now, one's act on earth are like a dream. Welcome, safe and sound, to what? To whoever arrives in the West. The only way you get here is you got to live it, practice it, manifest it, and pass the test of Maya. That's the concept. So now let's go. What is the purpose of life? We've been asking that question, and we've been answered since forever. We got the answer. I hear one guy tell me, well, nobody know the truth, and nobody know the answer. My man, speak for yourself. Again, don't make general statements that only represent you. You can't speak for nobody but yourself. I just told you that. We all know that. Respectfully. And everybody has the right to believe whatever it is they choose. That's free will. God gave us that. Man ain't decide if your free will is right or wrong. That ain't it's about that. Your own. You decide for yourself. Moving on. And it's always about self. But in order to in order to tread a true and beneficial path through life, it is necessary to learn and understand what is good in life and what is worth pursuing, as opposed to what is not true or worth pursuing. As simple as that. Right, wrong, good, bad. It's the concept of Maya. You have choices. Thanks to Maya, we have choices. That's why I do this. Why? We have a choice to do this or do that. If it was just one way, there's not choice. Moving on. Anything that's mandatory, I don't like that word. Moving on. I get crazy at that word. One of the words that just send me off. All right. But the philosophy, again, a philosophy is putting stuff into concept, perspective, where you can understand it and then you can practice it and manifest it. It's no different than religion. It's just put out different and practice different, but it's the same thing. Okay, understand that. Why? The same thing I philosophized. I learned all these books. I studied all this stuff. I got all this information. He said that. She said that. He believed that. I got all that information. Put it together, stirred it up for myself, and got my own spiritual gumbo going, which is fine. But my pastor, he did none of that. 40-something years. That one book. He ain't, and I got nothing but respect. Why? He just as smart about God as I am. That's why. And all the stuff I went through, but we both meet at the same point. That's my point. So don't tell nobody their way is wrong because it's different than yours. If we both get to God, you knew the right way, just like I did. So don't worry about what somebody doing, how they do it. If just do you. And when you get there, you'll find out who did them. How about that? Moving on. So it ain't about nothing, but philosophy is a way to provide insight. Again, it's an educational tool. It's a purpose. And the wisdom that comes from the experience, the philosophy that you manifest, teaches you how to relate to important issues and need to be carefully studied. What they say, study to show ourselves approved. We know in a philosophy you have to study. I study every day. Why? I'm a teacher. I have to learn. I can't just rely on what I learned. No, I need to stay proficient and stay current. So I study daily. Simple as that. And diligently. That's my favorite. Why? I love to grind. I love grinding. I love putting the work in. And that reflected upon until the message that you're trying to get is understood clearly and have embedded in your mind and heart. That's the mind-heart coherence, working as one. You know who you are. You know why you are the way you are. All those things comes into you knowing thyself. All the way around the mulberry bush there to come back there. And no matter which way you go, how you go, you're still going to come back here. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. If it's working and it's getting you to God, we all going to meet at the same place. If we all my presence use the same concept, if I meet a brother Mark and say meet here, everybody going to come a different way, but we all going to meet there. That's the concept, and that's biblical concept that he teaches congregation. I agree 100%. Again, put it different, philosophically laid out, but it's the same thing. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. Of course, somebody said it different. If they doing what they say, you shouldn't have a problem, and they shouldn't have a problem with you. Why? Because y'all both going to do the same thing. Put the work in. And that's what you get from practicing a philosophy or living the dogma of religion. Same thing. The commandments is the same thing. Okay. Now, the Commission proverb. Whenever you hear me say Commission, that's before the Greeks came in. The Greeks called us Egyptians. I call us Commissions. Others call us Akibalon. Okay, we have all bunch of Timera. We got a bunch of names that we call ourselves, but we go by the name that them damn Greeks call. I hate that, so I'm just trying to get past that. I'm just venting right now to get out of there. But I get annoyed because the truth, the Commissions are who we are. Kemet is what we call Egypt. Egypt can't get away from it. See, they drive it home like your boy. Keep telling a lie until they believe it. We're not Egyptians, but they say we are. Moving on. Your boy tried the same tactic. He's still doing the same, just lie, until they believe it. No, my man, when you have knowledge, a lie won't survive. Moving on. That's why. And the purpose, this is a philosophy of our Commissions, ancients. The purpose of human life is to achieve a state of consciousness apart from bodily concerns. If you don't understand that's all mental and it's all spiritual, why? The body is just the vehicle in which it houses the spirit and the mind that's inside the body. God is spirit, that's life, and consciousness, that's knowing all. That's who God is. We want to be like him by what? Learning, practicing, and living, and emulating the things that we need to make us like that. Hello? Knowledge of self is getting God knowledge. Spiritual enlightenment is becoming knowledge enlightened to God. Knowing God for yourself. Not believing in him. And ain't nothing wrong with believing. But what you believe, if you practice, it'll get you there. I know that. Why? They rely on your belief. They use your belief to perpetuate their lie. Y'all gonna make a lie true. Why? That's what freaks them out. That's called a miracle. Moving on. Something ain't supposed to happen. Oh, no, it ain't. Because you said it's supposed to happen, that don't mean it ain't supposed to happen. Because you haven't done it, don't mean it can't be done. So, men and women, again, are to become what? Godlike. That means to know yourself. Become conscious like God. You got the life, you got the spirit. That's God's gift to you. What you do with that gift that he give you is your gift to him. Get it back to him. Purify it. Okay, polish it up, clean it, and put it in that building not made with human hands. That's me up here, the temple where God dwells in all men and women. And we are to become God-like. Well, how are we going to become God-like? Good question. Through a life of righteous virtue and the cultivation of the spirit through what? Scientific. Gaining knowledge and practicing said knowledge and controlling your body with discipline of your lower nature. If you're run by the physicality, you're going to want to have sex, you're going to do sexual things, you want to have pleasure of the flesh. That's normal, but you got to control it. If that's controlling you, then that's the ego. Again, it all comes back philosophically and consciously. I can lay it out for you any way you want it. And again, salvation is what? Freeing what? Your soul, your inside from your bodily fetters, becoming conscious and stop doing the nonsense that's going to cause you what? Pain, sorrow, and frustration while you're in the physical body. I'm happy. I'm content. Why? Because certain things I do to make that happen, that's the right to everybody to do just that. Do you. Moving on. Know thyself. These are all things that we say. Yeah, but are you practicing it? I practice everything I teach. I learned it to practice it so I can teach it. Why? I know it works. I use it. Moving on. And salvation is freeing the soul from the bodily fetters and becoming now. Once you free your soul from the bodily fetters, wake and become conscious, now you become what? A God through knowledge. This thing right here. And wisdom from the experience that you have from using this thing right here, connected with this thing, becoming one. Now you're functioning as a God in the flesh. That y'all Christians say Christ was. Y'all can be the same thing. He's the prototype. He's the archetype. He's what you want to be like. We tell you be like that. Okay, don't be like Mike. Be like Christ. If that's what works for you, knock yourself out. Krishna, Buddha, be like anybody that's going to help you become your best self. Whatever formula you use, whatever motivation you use to get you there, I don't have a problem with that. I got my own. So if you got one, now go for it. I'm going for mine. Moving on. That's what it's all about. And your own experience gives you wisdom. That's life. And no matter what you do, you're going to experience things every day. So if you've been on this earth 70, 80 years and you ain't learned nothing, that's a bad optic. Moving on. If you and still don't know who you are, you got to come back. Why? You didn't learn nothing. Simple. And that's what the reincarnation is for. Those who don't learn nothing. The mind is given to you to use to what? Know thyself. Sorry about that. I'm way behind. Sorry about that. I'll get a little caught up. Controlling the forces of what? The cosmos. That's the elements. Gaining control of them instead of what? Being a slave to them. The white man trying to beat nature, trying to beat Father Time. It ain't never going to happen. Every other race group of people have what? Lived in harmony with nature and stretched out their life expectancy, stretched out everything for the good. We catching hell. Wow, we got devils in charge. Y'all fighting the whole thing, what we represent. We on the bad side right now. We need to get better as a people and get them bad people out of position of power and change things for everybody. It ain't just a white world. We live in white America. Why? Because white privilege. In the spiritual world, ain't no color. Ain't male or female. So that don't work in the next level. It only works here. And if this domain, you got to understand that and deal with it the best you can. I do. Moving on. It ain't a big deal. All right. But instead of being a slave to the system, buck the system. By what? Subduing your lower nature. This world, this physical world is run by people who what? Let their lower nature control them. That's the perversion that starts up top. You got a 79-year-old egomaniac. He don't care about sex. That's the last thing on his mind. He wants power. He wants power. To him, that is sex. That just does it for him. Obviously, and for people who are driven by the ego, that's all they want. Material and physical things. Nothing of tangibility. Nothing of right and wrong. Nothing of moral. He could care less about those things. We, as a bunch of ignorant people, put him in position to do just that. So I'm just laughing and saying, how the hell you tell me you want better and you put a criminal in position? Really? He's freeing criminals. The same criminals who stormed the damn Capitol a few years ago on his order. He's freeing them. So get out of that, man. I ain't got time for that nonsense. But that's just a fact of life. This is all about life lesson. I'm using him as an example to teach a concept that I could use him as an example. That's all. I use me and my father. I use anybody I could to make my point. He's just easy. Okay, so I got to use that low-hanging fruit. I just grab that and go for it. It ain't hard. Again, when you subdue your lower nature, your ego, your sexual urges, awakening what? Your higher self. Your better self. I call it the better self. Why? Now you only do things that's right. You only do things that's good. I only did things that I wanted. Big difference. Big difference. World of difference. Moving on. And ending, when you start living for your higher self, bettering yourself, you start to what? You're putting an end to that what? Cycle of what? Rebirth. And the dwelling within the netters which direct the control of the great plane. Once you wake up, you ain't coming back no more. That's the deal. That's the key. That's the purpose of life. What? To learn your lesson, come here, have a human experience, play the game and use, but get what? Knowledge of self, so that what? The spirit can go back home. Where it's come. We all know the spirit comes from God. Everything we point up. We point up. Why? We're down here. What? As above, so below. It's the same thing going on up there, going on down here in a different concept. This is in physical form. Up there, it's all spiritual and mental. That's why. Okay, the spirit is free from the body. The body can't go there. Hello, the body to the earth, spirit back to its maker, aka heaven, God. But what should be the purpose, okay, for life? As I've been telling you about for the last 15 minutes. Should the purpose of life, that's the question, excuse me, they asked the question, what should the purpose of life be? All right. Should the purpose of life be to get rich for some people? To have lots of fame, some people, or a big family, some people. Again, these are all options. No. All y'all who picked them, no, you're all wrong. The purpose is to become, again, spiritually enlightened and become God-like. Why? Because that's eternal. This is temporary. Ain't nothing here forever. God is. See the difference? I'm trying to break it down. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm trying to make a concept, a philosophical concept that you can practice for yourself and know for yourself. I ain't asking you to run here claiming no God, claiming no religion. No, it's claim self-identity, okay? Knowledge of self. And watch this. To become God-like in the flesh. And further, to become what? One with God while in the flesh. You can't go to God dead. No, he don't want, the body's still here. He don't give a care about this body. What you did while you was in that body, what he want to take charge of. And if your heart is where it's all stored at, give me that. Let me check the heart. That's it. They got the black box. The heart like the black box in the airplane. The whatever go on in the airplane don't make a difference. It's stored in the black box. And we get the black box, we'll know what happened. They got that concept from my philosophy, that judgment day. How about that? Let me wrap this up. I see, oh Lord, I got a bunch of stuff here. But now, if you decide to adopt or follow right thinking philosophy, we know it as Shaitan Netta. That's what I studied. That's what I mastered. And you meet, say, a Christian. This is real quick. I can wrap this up with this one. I hate picking on my Christian, but just a simple fact. When you meet a Christian in person, on the road, your family member, somebody, and how will you respond to them when they ask the question? Perhaps you have friends in your family who are Christian. We all do, okay? I got Muslims. I got everybody, okay? Muslims, etc. Again, belief system followers, okay, believers. And they may ask you, what are you doing? What's that right thinking about? If you're still practicing right thinking, if you ain't really got it together, don't argue. Just say, I'm doing me, okay? Don't get into that debate. Why? What's this? You may answer, I am practicing right thinking philosophy, African religion. When you hear religion, now the fight begins. I am, practicing Netarianism, right thinking philosophy, Mayat philosophy, and suppose they are now to ask you, what the hell is your goal, or what's the purpose of Netarianism, right? What's the purpose? What's the goal? Do not tell them you are trying to become a god or goddess. They will freak out. Why? Because don't waste your time getting into that kind of conflict. They don't understand because in their view, in their philosophy, their dogma, their belief system, okay, their view is that only, but in African religion, they believe, again, that they conflict because in their view, only Jesus can do that. In the flesh, man, born of a female, virgin, y'all said, but in the flesh, who gained knowledge and understanding of God through learning and teaching. Y'all don't know what he did from the age of 12 to 30. Yeah. Oh, that story, it's a myth. It's a story anyway, but the whole concept is to tell you he went away and learned and mastered himself. That's what's called sabbatical. That's called getting sanctified. Finding yourself, the journey, whatever you want to call it. Everybody got a different name for it, but it's no different. Okay, but the concept is, but in African religion, before y'all Christ concept come along, watch this, everybody can do that. Lottie-dottie, everybody. Not in some future time, but what? Right then, back, this has been a long time. We've been getting to God a long time before Jesus come along. We got a guy called Haru. That's the spirit. That's it, me and you. His father was the original spirit. Hello. Or mythological, philosophical concept. And if you enjoy, like the story, it suits you, follow it. I went to Egypt. I love what? Their philosophy, their concept. That's why I've been studying. I know about the Sumerians, the Babylonians. I know about all of them. Hindu, Buddhist, everybody. I chose, like my Jewish friend, I take Egypt for 2,000 round. I mean, what do you call it? Alex Trebek. Okay, yeah, I'm taking Egypt. They took Yahweh. I took Sar. Simple. Ra. I'm in Ra. I made that choice, just like the Christians made the choice to take Jesus. I ain't got a problem with that. Everybody had the free will to decide what they want. I'm going to read the Harper song, but I said I ran out of time. But I'll be back with this, still asking the question, the purpose of life. I haven't completely answered that question, so I'll be right back in a minute. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers are starting to understand the purpose of life have passed away. I'll be right back.